All right, Nathan, thanks. The U.S. Air Force telling us this was a single ship familiarization flight, and it's unclear if weather played a role in this tonight, but Mike Joyce is live in the Weather Center. He's tracking the weather that was happening at 12:30 around the time that this happened. Mike?
Absolutely, and let's take a look back at about 11:30 to 12:30 on the radar that comes with the airport up in Dayton. We are very fortunate to have a radar site up near Casstown in Miami County that gives us a good view of the weather near the Dayton International Airport, and this radar's job is to do exactly that, detect wind and rain conditions at the airport at the time. So here we are looking at this, and I put the scope that we usually use to detect wind direction and wind speed. We use this when we're tracking tornadoes, and while I do not suspect a tornado whatsoever, what we need to do and what we need to realize here is when we see wind in green and wind in red, those are in different directions. So we see bright green wind transitioning to red right around Vandalia, right at 12:30. So there's 12:30. We see that green change to red. That indicates that the wind made a complete 180, and it was associated with a wind gust 20 to 30 miles per hour. And while that is not technically severe by the National Weather Service's thresholds of severe weather, we need a wind gust of more than 58 miles per hour for that. This immediate change of wind direction creates a good deal of turbulence, and it could have been a major factor in the fact that the plane ended up flipping on its side. Again, that is not confirmed, but it is very strong evidence because the time lines up and the radar signature looks exactly what we're looking for in this type of scenario. On top of that, we have had heavy rain all day long. Some spots are closing in on 3 inches, including at the Dayton International Airport right now. Over in Richmond, Indiana, we're closing in on 4 inches for the day, and Cincinnati pushing close to 5 with a release just now from the National Weather Service. And this rain is not ending just yet, although we do have some light at the end of the tunnel. Indianapolis starting to dry up. The back edge of the rain still across the state line, so we still have a few more hours of rain to go, but it is going to make this investigation in Vandalia a little bit more difficult, but that's what they're working with this afternoon. Rain and that change of wind direction certainly causing some trouble out in Vandalia. I'll be investigating this further here in the Fox 45 Weather Center tonight, but we'll also be working with the National Weather Service and investigators out in Vandalia to piece together exactly what happened. But from the weather standpoint, it looks highly likely the wind at least had something to do with it and the rain that we've been dealing with all day. And I'll have more on the forecast leading into the air show this evening coming up in a little bit. But we did get word from Vandalia that the air show parade has been canceled. That is not due to the accident at the air show today, but it is because that with this rain, moderate rain still coming through the Vandalia area, it's just not going to be ideal conditions for a parade. And we even had a few rumbles of thunder throughout the day, and since that is still possible, officials did decide to cancel the parade this evening, unfortunately. But the good news is we have a great forecast for the air show, and I'll have more about that on ABC 22 at 6 o'clock and Fox 45 at 6:30. But right now, we'll send it back to the desk.